Hello students, a very good morning to one and all. In today's session, we are going to start the new chapter called as pointers. In the previous class, what we have done is we have just completed the chapter called as inheritance. Now, in this chapter, the total weightage marks for this chapter is 4 marks. This 4 marks is again divided into two parts. That means we will be having two beautiful questions from this chapter. One question will be for 1 mark and another question will be for 3 mark. There will be no 2 mark questions and 5 mark questions from this chapter. Only 2 questions. Okay. In order to get a 70 out of 70, the most important point is you should not miss the 1 mark question from this chapter. Okay. So now we'll study the chapter called as pointers. Before going to say the definition of a pointer, let me clear you what is the difference between a normal variable and a pointer variable. The definition, syntax and all will just come across after this comparison of normal variable and pointer variable. Let me clear you. A normal variable can store a value. See, how do we define a normal variable? The general syntax to declare a normal variable is data type, 1 blank space, a variable name 1 comma variable name 2 comma dash 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 variable name n and with semicolon. This is what the syntax to declare a normal variable. So I'll just mention one or two example for this normal variable. Okay. The general syntax data type as 1 blank space variable name 1 variable name 2 dash dash semicolon. See, example, int 1 blank space a comma b and with semicolon. See, what exactly this example represents is a and b are the two variables. Those two variables are of type integer type. For a variable, it is allocating 2 bytes, and for b variable also it is allocating 2 bytes inside the computer memory. Whatever the value which is given by the user, that will be stored in which variable? See, I have assumed that I have given two beautiful values, say for example 20 and 40. 20 will be stored in which variable? A variable, and 40 will be stored in which variable? B variable. So this A and B are the normal variable which can store the value. This is most important. I'll repeat, which can store the value which is given by the user, which may be a 20, 40, or which may be a 50 or 100 or 5 and 10, whatever the value, an integer value. So that is what here, a normal variable can store a value. But a pointer variable can store an address of another variable. See the difference. Normal variable will store the value of the variable, but pointer variable stores the address of another variable. Right. This is what the difference between a normal variable and a pointer variable. Okay. Now, second point, look at the second point. When you declare a variable, the computer reserves an amount of space for that variable. Once we declare a variable, just now I said int a comma b comma c and with semicolon. How many variables I have declared? 3 variables, a, b, c. All 3 variables are of type integer data type. For a variable, it is allocating 2 bytes, and for b variable 2 bytes, and similarly for the third variable, that is c. For that variable also it is going to allocate 2 bytes. See why it is allocating space? In order to store the variable which is given by the user. Okay. Suppose if we input so and so value, that value must be stored in so and so space. For that purpose, it is going to allocate some space in the computer memory. The computer reserves an amount of space for that variable. For a variable 2 bytes, irrespective of the value, which may be a single digit or which may be a double digit or triple digit, irrespective of the value. Okay. Then and uses the variable's name to refer to that memory space. Now we'll move on to the next point. This will allow you to store the value of that variable in that space. So whatever the value which is given by the user, that will be stored in that variable. Okay. So the whatever the value, you may give 10, 20 or 50, whatever the value, that will be stored in that variable. Okay. The last point, the computer refers to that space using address. The computer refers to that space using an address. The value which is given by the user, that will be stored in a so and so particular location. That will be identified by a name of the variable and as well as address of that particular memory location. This is what just an introduction of a pointer. The difference is a normal variable can store a value, but a pointer variable stores an address. Next, I will just tell you the definition and general syntax to declare a pointer. So before going to that, let me clear you advantages of pointer. There are 5 beautiful advantages of pointers we have. The first one, it is possible to write, look at this, it is possible to write efficient programs. Using the pointer concept, we can write some complex program. Let me take an example. We have heard about we have studied the concept in the data structure called as a linked list. Okay, there are linked list is a linear collection of node in which a node consists of two beautiful parts. One is data part, another one is link part. A data part will be holding the value and link part will be holding the address of next node. There we are going to make use of the concept called as pointers. Okay, so we'll just make use of the pointers to in the linked list concept. There are different types of linked list we'll come across in that chapter. That is a single linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list. These all concepts can be achieved with the help of pointers. So second one, memory is utilized properly in a systematic way. This computer memory is utilized using the concept of pointers. The first one, it is possible to write efficient program, and the second one is memory is utilized properly. Well, the third advantage, dynamically allocate and deallocate of memory. This is most important. Okay, you can allocate memory and deallocate when it is not required. That facility is available in this pointer using the new and delete operator. We'll just make use of two beautiful operators, that is a new and delete. That means we can allocate memory and we can deallocate. Whenever it is required, we can allocate, and whenever it is not required, not necessary, we can just release that memory. That is what called as a dynamically allocate and deallocation of memory. Okay, there are two different methods, static and dynamic. Static means fixed, dynamic means variation. Okay, so the fourth advantages of pointer is easy to deal with the hardware component. Okay, the last one, establishes communication between program and data. It is a healthy relationship between a program and a data. There are 5 advantages of pointer. The most important, every time in the examination, this concept is asked for 3 marks. As I said in the earlier, this chapter will be having a total of 4 marks. That 4 marks is divided into 2 parts, that is 1 plus 3. For this, advantages of pointer will be asked for 3 marks, the most important. Okay, you're supposed to write any of your interested 3 points. You may write first, second, third, or you may write second, third, fourth, or you may write third, fourth, or fifth. Any of your interested 3 points. Okay, so now I will take you to the next slide. Look at this, memory representation of a pointer. So memory representation of a pointer, just have a look at this explanation, this paragraph. And there you are seeing in the downside, the 2 beautiful memory representation. This is one and this is another one. Okay, I'll just explain these 2. Before that, have a look at this explanation. Computer memory is organized as array of bytes. So as we all know that array is a collection of elements having same name and same types. Memory is organized in an array of bytes. Okay, each byte is identified. Look at the term, each byte is identified by unique address. Each memory location, let me take you in this below example. This is a very small memory representation, and here you can see that it's a 1 kilobyte of memory representation. First, let me explain this, and then I'll go with the second one. Have a look at this. This 2000 is the address. 2001 is the address. See, 50 is the value which is given by the user, that is stored in the which location, which address? 2000 address. What is the name of the variable? Num. Num is a variable of type integer. So what value is given by the user? 50. 50 is a value that is given by the user, that is stored in which location? 2000 address. The next location is identified by a memory address called as 2001. Have a look at this explanation, what they have said in the second sentence. Each byte, this is what? See, this is 1 byte, this is another byte, this is another byte, like this you can see here. This each byte 1, 2, 3, dash, dash, and so on. Each byte is identified by a unique address. That means the computer memory will be different from each other. The first location is identified by a 2000 and the second location is identified by a 2001. Here, why they have shown only 2 means, as we all know that integer is a data type which occupies how many bytes? 2 bytes. For that purpose, these 2 memory representation. Instead of integer, if we are using the data type as float, which is going to occupy how many bytes? 4 bytes. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, like this. You might be aware of the data type which is accepted by the various data type. Integer occupies 2 bytes, float occupies 4 bytes, character occupies 1 byte, long occupies 4 bytes, and double precision occupies how many bytes? Total of 8 bytes, isn't it? Now, each byte is identified by a unique address. Okay, now, if we have 1 KB of memory, see this, KB stands for what? Kilobyte. Okay, KB stands for kilobyte. 1 kilobyte is equals to 1024 bytes. You need to remember, this is most important. See, 1 byte is equals to how many bits? 8 bits. 1 kilobyte is equals to 1024 bytes. If we have 1 KB of memory, each memory is identified by a unique number called address. Have a look at this figure, 0 to 1023, 0 to 1023. This is what an example where you can see with the right side of your screen. See, this address started with a 0 and ended with a 1023. These are the locations, whatever the value which is given by the user, that will be stored in this particular locations. Now it is an empty, nothing is stored in this. Just we are taking an example. If we have a 1 kilobyte of memory, each memory is identified by unique number. Unique number means different from each other. See here, 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, dash, 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 and so on. The last one is 1023. As I said, 1 kilobyte is equal to 1024. But here it is ended up with 1023. That means we have started with the 0. For that purpose, it has ended with the 1023. That's it. So no number has been repeated. See where you can just go on checking 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dash, dash, dash. Last will be 1023. The number, the memory address has not at all repeated. That will be different from each other. That is why identified by unique number called the address. In bracket, they have given the range from where to where, 0 to 1023. That is what the 1 kilobyte. So declaration of the variable tells the compiler to perform the following. Have a look at these 2 points. The first one, allocate a location. Allocate means some amount of memory will be reserved. allocate a location in the computer memory. The number of location depends on the data type. See, if I am going with the data type as character, it is going to occupy how many bytes? 1 byte. If I'm going with an integer data type, how many bytes? 2 bytes. For long, 4 bytes. For double, 4 bytes. Sorry, for double, 8 bytes. For integer, 2 bytes. It all depends upon the data type. Once again, I'll just read this one. Allocate a location in the memory. The number of location depends on the data type. Okay. Second point, establish relation between address of the location and name of the variable. So consider the declaration. There are two examples. The first one, this is what an example. How many variables have been declared in this example? So only one variable. What is the name of the variable? Num. Num is the name of variable. Okay, now have a look at this. 2000 is the memory address and 2001 is the memory address. So how many bytes are 2 bytes? Why they have given 2 bytes means the integer data type occupies how many bytes? 2 bytes. For that purpose, the 2 rows, the first one and the second one. 50 is a value which is given by the user. So what is the name of variable? Num. So what is the address? 2000. Right. Now comes here the another representation, address 0, 1, 2, 3 dash 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 and so on 1023, and the value which is given by the user that will be stored in this particular location. Now it is empty. Nothing is given nothing is given by the user. That is why it is empty. Okay. Just we are showing you 1 KB of memory means 1 kilobyte is equals to 1024. 0 to 1023. Fine. Now, this declaration, that means this above example, this declaration tells the compiler to reserve. Reserve means so and so bytes will be reserved for that particular variable, because we have declared int num. Num is a variable of type integer type. As we all know that integer is the data type which occupies how many bytes? 2 bytes. So reserves a location in computer memory. Here the location would be how many bytes? Location would be 2 bytes. This is how about the memory representation of a pointer. Now I will take you to a definition of a pointer. So far what we have discussed, what is the difference between a normal variable and a pointer variable? So now we came to know that a normal variable can store only a value, but a pointer variable can store the address of next variable, not the value. Need to remember. Okay, now coming to the definition of a pointer, have a look at this definition. Pointer is a special variable. I'll repeat once again. Pointer is a special variable which holds the memory address of another variable or next variable is called as pointer. This is a most important definition, will be asked for 1 mark in the final examination. In the previous examination has been asked in the most of the time, that too for 1 mark. What is pointer? Or else the question will be in a different form, that is define pointer. So pointer is a special variable which holds the memory address of another variable or next variable is called as pointer. It's a very simple definition where you can get in the textbook. Pointer is a special variable which holds the memory address of another variable. Now coming back to the syntax, how to declare a pointer variable. As we all know that declaring a normal variable is quite easy. In the same fashion, declaring a pointer is also very simple. Now, declaration and initialization. Now just we'll concentrate on this page, only a declaration of a pointer variable. Data type, look at the syntax. Data type, 1 blank space. What is this? This is called as a star, or asterisk. Need to remember, it's a pointer operator. Once again, I'll repeat, data type, one blank space, asterisk, or star, or pointer operator, and immediately pointer underscore variable underscore name and with the semicolon. This is what the general syntax to declare a pointer variable. Once again, I'll repeat this syntax. Data type, one blank space, asterisk, that is what the star mark, that is called as an asterisk, or else you can call it as a pointer operator. Okay, star is a pointer operator. Data type, one blank space, asterisk, then pointer variable name or name of the pointer variable name and with the semicolon. Now you can just compare the two syntax. The first one is declaration of a normal variable and a declaration of a pointer variable. Both will looks almost same. Only the thing is, in normal variable, we don't have any special operator like star and all. But here in the pointer variable, we are going to mention the special operator called as asterisk. This asterisk plays a key role. So if you know, if you found an asterisk on your screen, that means this is a pointer variable. In some of the syntax, in some of the program, if you notice an asterisk in the declaration part, then you can easily come to know that this is a pointer variable, isn't it? This is what the definition and this is what the declaration of a pointer variable. In the previous question paper, it has been asked for a single marks. Write the general syntax to declare a pointer variable. You must be able to write data type, one blank space, asterisk, pointer variable name and with a semicolon. Now, the presence of star, look at this. This is what the presence of star indicates that represents in the syntax as it is a pointer variable. You need to remember. Star indicates that is a pointer variable in the declaration, isn't it? Okay. Now, defining a pointer variable. This is what the general syntax. Now I will take you to the three different examples. Okay. The first one, int star IPTR. Int is the data type. As we all know, as we all are familiar with the basic data types, integer, float, character, long, double. These are all the basic data types which we use in most of the programs. In almost all programs, we are familiar with the data types. So here I'm using the data type as integer, one blank space. What is this? Star. Star indicates that it is a pointer variable. IPTR indicates it's a name of the pointer variable. IPTR is the name of the pointer variable. I have given the name of the variable as IPTR without giving any blank space. IPTR is a pointer variable name. Okay, that is of type integer data type. Now, and with semicolon. See, this example represents, see, explanation. IPTR is declared to be pointer. IPTR is declared to be pointer variable of type. Which type it is? Integer type. Have a look at this. I'm using the data type as integer. So it is of type integer. Int star IPTR means IPTR is a pointer variable. This is not a normal variable. IPTR is a pointer variable of type integer data type. Next, second example, float. Instead of integer, I'm going with the data type as a floating data type. Float, one blank space, asterisk, FPTR. FPTR is a pointer variable name of type. It is an integer or float type. It is a float type. That is why FPTR. In the first example, it was IPTR. In the second example, FPTR. FPTR is a float pointer. Okay, that is a pointer variable of type float type. See, FPTR is declared to be pointer variable of which type it is? Float type it is. Okay. Well, moving to the third example, Instead of integer and float, now we are going with a different data type called as character. Character, one blank space, star CPTR. That is, CPTR is a pointer variable of type character data type. Instead of integer and float, I am going with which data type now? Character data type. CPTR is declared to be pointer variable of which type it is? Character type. The first example is for integer type, and the second example is of type float type, and third example is of type character type. Got it? So these three are the examples. You're supposed to write only this much of this much. This and all is not required. Just for your reference, we have given int star IPTR, second one float star FPTR, third one character star CPTR. Now what we have studied here is we have just aware of got it the definition of a pointer and the syntax how to declare a pointer variable. Then now three beautiful example. The first one of type integer, second one of type float, and third one of type character. Okay. Now the most interesting is pointer variable assignment. This is the most important. Okay. So pointer variable assignment. How to assign for a pointer variable is the most important. We can assign the address. Look at this. We can assign the address. We are not assigning the value. We can assign the address of a variable. So and so variable's address can be assigned to which variable? Pointer variable. We can assign the address of a variable to which variable? Pointer variable. Once again, I'll read. Just have a look at this. We can assign the address of a variable to a pointer variable. Okay. See, now I will take you to the example. The first line. Int num is equals to 50. Int num is equals to 50. Int is the data type. Num is a variable. Is equals to what is the value assigned to the variable? 50. You need to concentrate this one. Int num is equals to 50. Int num is equal to 50. Int num is equals to 50. 50 is the value which is given by the user, that is assigned to which variable? Num variable. Num is the variable of type, it is integer data type. Okay. What we have done in the first line is we have declared a variable. We have declared a variable called as num, and at the same time we are assigning a value, that is 50. 50 is the value that is assigned to which variable? Num variable. Now moving to the next variable. This is a normal variable. The first line is called as a normal variable. Second line, now coming back to the second line, int star PTR end with semicolon. Everyone should concentrate this second line. This is the most important line, that is PTR, int star PTR. That means PTR is a pointer variable. PTR is a pointer variable of type, it is integer variable, integer type. The first line we have declared a normal variable and we have initialized a value. Second variable we have declared a variable of pointer variable. Now coming back to the third line, PTR is equals to address of num. PTR is equals to address of num. That means PTR is a pointer variable. Need to concentrate. See here in the second line only we have declared this is a pointer variable. PTR is equals to, look at this, and this is called as a address operator. PTR is equals to address num and with the semicolon. See what exactly this third line stands is, PTR is the pointer variable. PTR is the pointer variable that is holding the address of which variable? Num variable. That means it is not storing the value 50. It is storing address of the which variable? Num variable. That is what the definition of a pointer Pointer is a special variable which holds the memory address of next variable or another variable. PTR is a pointer variable that is holding the address of which variable? Num variable. This is called as a address operator, or else you can call it as a address of. Address of which variable? Num variable. This is how it's called as a pointer variable assignment. Once again, I'll just repeat. We can assign the address of a variable to a pointer variable. The first line, int num is equals to 50. 50 is the value which is given by the user, that is initialized to which variable? Num variable. Num is the variable of type, it is integer data type. And the second line, what we are doing is we have just declared a variable called as pointer variable, that is int star ptr. In the third line, ptr is a pointer variable. Pointer variable is holding the address of which variable? Num variable. Okay, got it? This is how the pointer variable assignment. Okay, in the above example, ptr stores address, memory address of which variable? Num variable. You need to remember, this is the most important. In the above example, ptr is a pointer variable that stores the memory address of which variable? Num variable. Okay, star ptr, you need to concentrate the second sentence. Star ptr stores the same value which is stored in the variable called as num, that is 50. So you need to aware of two beautiful operator. The first one is star and second one is and. Star is used to assign a point. Star is used to declare a pointer variable. And is used to access the address of the variable. See here in the second sentence, star ptr stores the same value which stored in a num, that is 50. That means star ptr indicates we are trying to access the value of the variable. If I'm using and operator, means I'm trying to access the address of that variable. You need to remember, star means trying to access the value, and operator means trying to access the address. Got it? Now, address of operator in bracket, the symbol called as and. Okay, and is a unary operator. And is a unary operator. Unary means, as we all know, that which deals with only single variable. We have studied in the last year, unary operators are plus plus, that is what the increment, minus minus, okay, and minus. These three are called as unary operator. At the same time, and is also an unary operator which deals with only single variable that returns the memory address of its operand. And is an operator, address operator, that is belongs to unary operator that returns the memory address of its operand. Operand means its variable, which may be a num or whatever. Here the operand is num. This is a pointer variable. This pointer variable is holding the address of which variable? Num variable. For example, num is an integer variable. Num is an integer variable. Then ampersand num is its what? Address. Okay, this is how about the address operator. Well, move on to the one more operator called as star. As you can call it as a pointer variable or indirection operator. You need to remember the name indirection operator. Pointer operator or indirection operator. Star is a complement of and. It is a unary operator that returns that value stored in that address. As just now I said, star operator is used to access the value of the variable, and operator is used to access the address of that variable. This is how the star operator is used